The isolated vocals in any Beach Boys song sounds heavenly to anyone, but how can we learn to arrange vocals like this? This kind of music theory breakdown is what I do here, so hit subscribe if you want more. Now the song we'll be looking at is called Don't Worry Baby by the Beach Boys, and we'll quickly go through the chords in this song before looking at the vocal harmony. And the wacky chords are F sharp, G sharp minor, C sharp 7 sus4, which then resolves to C sharp 7, and then back to F. And to quickly go over this one interesting chord, C sharp 7 sus4, pretty much like a regular C sharp chord, but instead of having a major third here, we're going to change this and have a perfect fourth instead. So that kind of makes it a sus4, but then we're going to add a minor 7th interval. So with that one, that one, and that one, and that one, you get this lovely C sharp 7 sus 4. C sharp 7 sus 4. And then that can just easily resolve to C sharp dominant 7, which, as you know, is just the root, major third, fifth, and the minor 7th. Bam! So on to the juicy stuff, the harmony. So in the chorus section, the vocal harmony here is arranged as a sort of counter melody, and at the very top of the harmony we have this line. Now how the Beach Boys, and particularly Brian Wilson, has arranged this into harmony is really clever, because they've essentially used multiple chords over one chord, which sounds confusing, but allow me to explain. The very lowest note is just holding onto an F sharp over this F sharp chord, so that's great. But it's the top 3 voices that are constantly changing. So the first chord that's really being sung here is an inverted F sharp chord, because normally we have the root, third, fifth, but this time we're having this fifth down there, so it's inverted, great. But then the next chord that's sung in the upper voices is a C sharp major chord, and that's because from the counter melody we saw earlier, the next note in there is a G sharp, and so it's just doing that. I don't know why. Brian Wilson was probably on something. So that kind of sounds like this. Already very juicy, but it gets even juicier. You better hold onto your seatbelt, because the next chord is a D sharp minor chord, but again it's inverted in the second inversion because the fifth is down there instead of up there. So it goes. That's so cool. This is still keeping the counter melody of, because we have that one, and then so it goes da da da, and then it just basically goes back up again. So to recap, the chords that are being sung in the harmony are F sharp, C sharp, D sharp minor, and then back to C sharp, and then F, and that's over. That's still over the F sharp chord. It's so creative and awesome. And going over to the G sharp minor chord, the voices are singing all these notes up here, which at first glance it doesn't look like they belong in the chord G sharp minor, but actually the voices are just singing extensions. And what an extension is that if we have our normal triad, say like the minor 7th interval, that can be considered as an extension, or say, you know, a 9th interval, which is that, could be considered an extension. But really, the harmony up here, again, harmony and hello, the voices are singing the third, maybe a minor third for G sharp minor, be the fifth, singing the fifth, be singing the minor 7th interval, and it will be singing a 9th interval. Okay, that would technically be a major 9th interval, but because the chord is minor, we call it a G sharp minor 9. I know, music theory hurt brain. And what's happening on the G sharp minor chord is that it's singing the counter melody again, but this time it's just changing the very top notes. Nothing crazy going on underneath. And what's happening in the last 2 chords is that we have a few more extensions. So this is over the C sharp 7 sus 4 chord. We have an added 13th interval, which you could think of it as adding the 6th interval, but it's all the way up here. And this just sounds beautiful, and this just resolves to our C dominant 7 chord. And you can see in this little fellow over here, this is playing the 4th interval that we looked at earlier. That's our suspended 4th. So that creates, oh, the chord, my brain. Okay, so we've looked at all these lovely, lovely harmonies, but let's go to the whiteboard so we can see the actual chord progressions written down right in front of our faces. In black pen, I'm going to write the normal chords out, and in blue, I'm going to write out the vocal harmony chords. So we'll start out with F sharp major over C sharp, and then that goes to just a C freaking sharp chord, and then that goes to D sharp chord over A sharp. That's a very bad A, but you get my point. Can you see that? There you go. And that's all over F sharp, so we can kind of treat that as like a pedal or whatever you want to think of it as, but this is that's all the vocals doing. So we have a nice little wombo combo. G sharp minor, C sharp 7 sus 4, which then resolves to C sharp 7. And for the vocal harmony, that's just doing a G sharp minor 9 chord. Or a different way of looking at it would be a B major 7 chord, because that's quite literally all the notes that's singing, but in context of G minor, it makes more sense to have that as the 9. Okay, this is a big one, but technically what it would be is C sharp 7 sus 4 add 13, because if you remember, we're adding in that sort of compound 6th major interval that we said earlier, so, and then this is just the same. So let's go back over to the desk to finish off this video. And that's it for the video. So thank you for watching this video, I think. If you like this kind of breakdown and want to support this channel, I post bonus behind the scenes videos and there's custom emotes and tier badges. So if you like that, click the button. And if you like this video, then you might like this Beach Boys song that's written in B Mixolydian. I know, it's pretty spicy harmony, so it's not for the faint-hearted.